BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor and take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward. On today's episode of the BTB Project. In today's BTB Influencers episode, I'm going to be discussing the impact of Eric Thomas. Eric, known as the ET hip-hop preacher, is a prolific motivational speaker who came from a background of unprecedented circumstances that will impact you as a listener. Whether it's from being homeless to eating out of trash cans, Eric took his life to a whole nother level by being a graduate at Michigan State University, getting his master's degree, and eventually getting his doctorate. He has one of the most impactful stage presence and voices I've ever heard. And if it's not for him, the BTB Project would not exist.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Coleman Gerhardt, a former athlete and motivational coach. I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful. I remember coming across that quote over 10 years ago when I was in the middle of being a full-time tennis coach, husband, father, and at a crossroads in my life, trying to figure out what the next best step is, knowing that teaching tennis full-time, although had its perks of making a financial living for my family, it also turned into a situation where I wasn't spending much time with them. And on today's BTB Influencers episode, we're going to talk about the life of Eric Thomas. E.T., otherwise known as E.T. the hip-hop preacher, is a man whose story embodies resilience, tenacity, and really this drive for success that is outlined so eloquently in his quotes, in his messages, and how he helps people. And life didn't hand Eric Thomas an easy deck of cards. I mean, the man was homeless. He was in absence of his biological father. He struggled academically. And there was just a few chapters in his story, yet most of them from hardships, that he forged a spirit that refused to be defined by setbacks. Instead, he turned them into stepping stones towards his aspirations. And that's why when I came across him, I'll remember the first time I turned on YouTube, and to be honest, I just searched in the YouTube engine motivational speakers. And this one video went viral of where he was speaking at Michigan State University. And he was talking about the old story of one of his mentors who let him out into an ocean at the wee hours of the morning. Basically said, "Hey, Eric, come meet me out here in the morning. If you want to be successful, come meet me 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll show you how to be successful." And the mentor met him at that time, took him out into the ocean in all of his clothes, soaking wet. And it turned into a situation where he pushed Eric under the water and held him there. And Eric began to lose his breath, and he was struggling. And all of a sudden, the mentor let him up, and Eric came up gasping for air. And in that moment, the mentor was teaching him a valuable lesson. He said, "How challenging was it to breathe?" knowing that you didn't have a breath. How challenging was it? And Eric said it was incredibly challenging. And the mentor said, that's what it takes to be successful. And Eric's mantra, although it's unique and his voice is powerful, it echoes a man that has been through the trenches, that has seen a lot in his life. And when that quote came across about when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful, it's really more than just words in my life. It's a testament to determination. The path that I think of when I went on from losing 100 pounds to playing to Division I college tennis to starting this podcast, being able to have the fuel for the fire for the journey is critical. And his life story just isn't a tale of triumph over adversity. It really is a play-by-play book for folks like you and I on how to battle our own obstacles. He stood as proof that regardless of what you face, homeless, eating out of trash cans, abandoned by his father, no matter what you experience, success is still achievable. And he has a lot of tremendous books outside of his motivational speeches. One of those that I had a chance to read, The Secrets to Success, and also Greatness is Upon You. And then the third book that I've been able to read was The Average Skill, Phenomenal Will. And E.T. is really instilling invaluable wisdom in these books. His words don't just motivate, but they help transform mindsets and turning cycles of failure into blueprints of success. And that's the beautiful thing that I appreciate about how Eric communicates, is that he is willing to challenge your mindset. When I was at that point in my life before I came across Eric's speech, my mindset was weak. I had a lot of insecurities and self-doubt despite some of the success that I had as a collegiate athlete. And I see a lot of people in today's day and age being affected by what has happened with our economy, the job market, COVID, war, terrorist attacks. There's been so many different things that have been thrown at us that the ability to control our minds is truly something that can't be tempered by an outside source. It's our ability to control the environment between our ears. And Eric's just done a phenomenal job communicating that to a wide audience. What I love about Eric's story is he's recently shifted over the years from being a prolific motivational speaker for NFL teams, for professional athletes, large Fortune 500 organizations, to making it a mission to get into high schools, to get into middle schools, and to give back to kids. And that's where his message, in my opinion, radiates most brightly. And being a high school coach and being able to be in that environment, a lot of his messaging, how he communicates, how he resonates with his audience is something that I lean into, try to mimic, replicate in the settings that I'm in when I'm around high school athletes. And that's really igniting flames of greatness with paying it forward to student athletes. Eric understands that every child holds immense potential, a unique superpower waiting to be discovered. We as coaches, teachers, parents can help uncover that. His You Ain't the Boss of Me initiative seeks to reveal superpowers, guiding educators to recognize and nurture these abilities, providing tools to every child to soar. It's a key aspect of this conversation today is the tools, providing tangible ways to make greatness a possibility, because there's a lot of actionable ways that he's been able to communicate to help our generation of youth move forward. And he believes fervently that every kid, every single one of them, has the promise of greatness within them. The only way to activate this, though, is they must know that they have the wings. So many times I see it on social media. I see it how kids interact with one another. There's so much negative. But being able to have a message of positivity, to be able to know that each student has the ability and the belief that they can fly. And that mission to instill this belief, to show every student their potential for excellence, is why Eric is such a huge influence in my life and for the BTB Project. Just imagine a world where every child knows they possess a superpower, where every student believes in their ability to achieve greatness. Imagine what that would look like. Imagine how that would change the narrative of what we see on a day in and day out, and how it would impact multiple lives and change an entire generation. That's the world that Eric Thomas envisions and actively creates in every interaction that he has as a speaker, in every interaction he has to be in front of an audience, to communicate, to collaborate, to build community, to help pay this mission forward. Each and every one of you listening today, I want you to embrace Eric's belief in the potential of each and every individual. Let it be torchbearers to help others recognize their unique abilities, to dare to dream big, to know deep within their heart, their power, their soul, to soar to new heights. Eric was a graduate of Michigan State University, and he did it well after his childhood. And that's where I give him so much credit. He goes from losing his father at a young age, to being homeless, to eating out of trash cans, to getting to a point in his life to where he became the first graduating family member of his family. And not only did he finish his undergrad degree, he went on to finish his master's degree and eventually became a doctor. He went through that intimidation of education, knowing he was a poor student, knowing that he needed to create that resiliency to essentially help other people. So when it comes to you as the listener, remember that if you don't know that you can fly, you're always going to think you can't. But think of Eric's message. Think of Eric's story. Let's empower that and to allow ourselves and others to take flight, to spread our wings, to reach for the stars, to create a world where success isn't just a dream, but a tangible reality for what we do to pursue it. Eric's testament to being able to be eloquent with his words, to be passionate about his message, allows folks like me to have the courage to start the BTB Project. It's been about a year, but I remember the 13 years before that thinking about every single day, making a commitment to do a podcast, and I never found it within myself to do it because I was scared. I thought I wasn't going to be good enough. I thought no one was going to not want to listen to me. And from all of those insecurity and self-doubt, as I stripped back the onion peel of who I am as a person, I became very strong in this faith that there would be a mission behind my voice. And I deeply relate to Eric's mission, his motivational speaking style, how he engages with his audience. I deeply relate to that. And I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me to not only impact the people that I've impacted in my life, but to pay it forward in this message today. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Listen, if Eric Thomas's story is something that impacted you, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Better yet, share the episode with a family member, friend, or colleague. Let them know why the episode impacted you and tell them how it's going to help them. It's each and every episode that as we come together as a BTB community, we change lives, but more importantly, we pay the mission forward. We change the narrative of the day in and day out. And I truly believe, and I certainly know that Eric Thomas believes, that impossible is nothing. Until next time, take care.